Donald Trump is to push for a ceasefire in the war in Gaza next week when he hosts Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Israeli airstrikes and shootings killed 94 Palestinians in Gaza late Wednesday and Thursday. 45 of those who died were attempting to get much-needed humanitarian aid. Violence raging as Hamas is seeking guarantees that a new U.S.-backed ceasefire proposal for Gaza would lead to the war's end. Joining us from our news desk is journalist Shirli Sitbon. Hello to you. Shirli.
Hello.
Let's begin with this ceasefire proposal. What more do we know about it?
There's still many unknowns here. We know that it will start, if it's accepted, with a 60-day truce or ceasefire and the release of hostages. Hostages will be freed. 10 of the 20 who are believed to be alive, and also the bodies of 18 others who are believed to be dead. In exchange, Palestinian prisoners will be released, but we don't know how many and we don't know who. Also, the Israeli army will have to leave certain areas of the Gaza Strip. Again, another unknown. We don't know which areas, when exactly. Not all of it, apparently, not in the first phase. And also, humanitarian aid will be brought in massively, not the amounts that are brought in now, and in a different system with international organizations. What we also know is Hamas saying it wants guarantees that in the end, the war will end, because during those 60 days of ceasefire, there's supposed to be a negotiation on how to end the war, and Hamas really wants to get there because last time, when there was this type of ceasefire, it was also supposed to bring to the end of the war, and this did not happen. Israel left the plan earlier. Meanwhile, when we talk about what the Americans want, the goal is for them to end the war and then to end Hamas, to bring Hamas out of Gaza with the help of Arab countries in the Middle East who said they have a plan to rebuild Gaza and to get Hamas out of there, bring back the Palestinian Authority, a revamped a way of Palestinians managing the Gaza Strip and getting the Israelis out of there. And you remember that Donald Trump had these statements about what amounts to ethnic cleansing, having the Gazans leaving Gaza. Well, yesterday, an Israeli journalist asked the U.S. ambassador if this is still Donald Trump's opinion, and he said, no, nobody will be forced to leave the Gaza Strip. Only people who want to leave will leave.
What more can you tell us about the humanitarian situation?
Yeah, well, the idea is to bring back international organizations and hundreds of trucks every day. Today, there's this Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, which is a group managed by U.S. contractors, Israel together, and they say that they brought 52 million meals since they were put in place. But we saw the images of, there were just a few sites, a few distribution centers, and we saw all of the Palestinians, 2,200,000 Palestinians living in Gaza, desperately trying to get food there with all these lines and all this violence.
They have to cross through a war zone to get access to those sites.
Absolutely, and hundreds have been killed in the violence there. And what we know, yes, it was managed. When you look at the accounts, there are no journalists there, so it's difficult to know what exactly is happening. We know that there are many victims. We know the Israeli soldiers, and we can also see in some of the videos that they've been using shooting to exchange information with the people, to communicate with the people, saying, oh, the center, you can't go into this zone, supposed to fire in the air to tell people to leave the area, or to say there's no more food. Extremely brutal way of communicating. And this has led, now we can see this image. This was filmed by people contractors working for the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. And when we listen to the sound, there's shooting. We can hear shooting. Maybe we can hear it now. And they say, of course, that the communication with the Gazans was through shooting. But also in this video, they say that somebody's heard saying, oh, you hit one. And another man says, oh, boy. And this was filmed in secret and was then given to the Associated Press and various media outlets, saying that they're accusing the people who filmed this worked for subcontractors there, U.S. citizens working there, saying that they saw colleagues firing at Palestinians. Now, we don't see that in the footage, but that's their testimony. So, yes, a lot of investigating into this, and this system, everybody wants it to stop. They say that it's to block Hamas from getting the food, but international organizations have been saying that, yes, Hamas has been getting some of the food, but not most of it was getting to the people with the old system. So they want this to be back in place.
Yep. This isn't the first time Israel and Hamas have been close to a deal. We've said that many times before.
Absolutely.
But still, a lot of people saying this time seems different.
Yes, we see different things. We see a lot of pressure from Donald Trump. And we also, if we want to make this short, just seeing some of the images from yesterday, Benjamin Netanyahu visiting a kibbutz there, which was hit on October 7th at the time in 2023. And he never made it there until now. A quarter of the population was either killed or taken hostage. And he just went there yesterday. And people from there have been protesting against him for a year now, many of them saying there must be more. And you can see this lady. Her son is one of those held in Gaza. She's been protesting every week. We've seen her in Zangauker, and she held the prime minister. She's been protesting against him for a long time, but basically saying that she wants this to end, believing that there is a change. And of course, she doesn't want her son to remain behind. Only 10 of the hostages who are living will be released. And also, you can see that Benjamin Netanyahu, by going there, basically moving, pushing to another phase of his situation, probably wanting to end this war and perhaps going to elections. A bit of speculation, but with what happened with Iran, his popularity ratings are a bit higher. And for him, it's ideal to go to an election. And then the people on the far right who blocked any deal until now, tried to block every deal, well, they're not as important now. He doesn't really need them as much as he used to
All right,
remain in
sure.
power, of course.
Thank you very much.